we've got all these new personalities, and you are, of course, a favorite target of the anti-vaccine movement. So how has your experience with the anti-vaccine movement changed over the course of the pandemic?
Well, what I do is, and I recommend this for everybody. So I have a Substack, and I have this stuff. I put things on Twitter, or on Threads, or in Blue Sky, or whatever. My Facebook page. I never look at the comments. Okay, never at a single comment. I do get emails from people, which are just awful, but they're so awful. It's really hard to take them seriously unless it's a specific death threat, which has happened a couple of times. I mean. I found out recently I was contacted by the FBI to tell me that I was on a list that came out of I think it was the United Arab Emirates is where this had come out of, and it wasn't Instagram, but it was like an Instagram Telegram. It was called Telegram. So that's why I was contacted personally by the FBI to say that I was on a list of prominent Jewish Americans who are targeted for extermination, and so. And so I just need to know that. And so be careful, whatever the hell that means. Be careful. You mean just never leave my house? Is that what you mean by be careful? It's like, what are you going to do? See, you want to be nice about it, but what you really want to ask is like, was I high on the list? Was I ahead of certain people? No, just kidding. Just kidding. I wasn't kidding about being on the list, but you've got to take this with a sense of humor. Otherwise, you'll lose your mind. But it's tough out there.
There was a lot of anti-Semitism that got folded into the pandemic and the anti-vaccine movement. And I feel sick about that. I'm sorry that happened, but I think that's not actually new for you, is it?
No. I've had 3 legitimate death threats that had to be investigated by the FBI. So yeah, it's been. The answer to your question, though, I don't think it's really changed much for me during this pandemic. It's the same as always. I'm getting on their nerves. Good. I'm glad I'm getting on their nerves because they are doing an enormous amount of harm in this country. I think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Del Bigtree and the like, and Dr. Ladapo do an enormous amount of harm. So if I'm getting on their nerves, if they're angry with me, great.